Welcome to CordCon This Week, episode number 43, the show where I give you my opinion on some of the biggest stories in the world of CordCon from the past week. Now, this is my opinion. If you want to learn more, check out the show. It's down below for a link to each story we cover where you can read about them in great depth. Sorry this video is a little late today. I've actually been on vacation this week. It's been really nice. First vacation I've had in a while. And I appreciate everybody understanding that the videos were a little off this week because of that. Next week, we're back to normal on our normal schedule. So let's dive into it. First though, the big deal of the week, the Fire TV 3 dependent design one with 4K and HDR is on sale for Amazon Prime members, just $39.99. That's a great deal if you're a Prime member. Yes, there are rumored a new Fire TV is coming out. Rumored, may or may not happen. We'll wait and see. They just came out with a Cube. But even still, for $39.99, this is a good deal on a 4K streaming player from Amazon. So check it out. I'll put a link to it down in the show notes. You do have to be an Amazon Prime member to get that deal. All right, let's dive into the stories from this week. First of all, AT&T is considering a second DIRECTV Now price hike. Now, it's not guaranteed. It's not for sure happening. But AT&T's chief executive officer recently has said in an interview with the Wall Street Journal that they're considering a second price hike. May not happen this year, may not even happen next year, but there's talk at AT&T about doing it. I think they're making a mistake there, to be honest with you. I think that's a huge tactical error to even talk about. Why would you talk about that right now, right after doing a price hike? I would say, though, if they do it, it will have a negative effect. They basically said, well, we don't think the first price hike had a negative effect on our growth, on our current subscribers, so we're looking at doing it again. The thing here, though, is if they go up, they're going to be significantly more expensive than Hulu, YouTube TV, and Sling TV, definitely more expensive. And I think they would start seeing people leave DIRECTV Now and going over to those other services. I'm interested to know what you would say. Are you a DIRECTV Now subscriber? If they went up $5 a month again, would you jump ship? Where would you jump ship to? Would you go to Hulu? Would you go to YouTube TV? Would you go to Sling TV? Leave me a comment. Let me know. I'm interested in your opinion on it. DIRECTV Now has definitely seen explosive growth. Our most recent survey, though, says that growth is slowing. Price hike, end of current deals that they've had, leaves it up to people to wonder if they're going to get a cut or if there's going to be a cutback on that. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But let me know, what's the price point break there? Do you think AT&T is shooting themselves in the foot? Do you think cord cutters will pay $5 or more for DIRECTV Now? Let me know. All right, next story up. Hulu is rolling out a new user interface. Recently, Hulu replaced the team that was in charge of how their apps look and work. There's a new team doing that. We're starting to see them make changes in how it happens. First, it's happening with the web version of the new Hulu with live TV. It's got a different user interface, kind of looks similar, but a different layout, using the space a little bit better, people say. And while they haven't said it, look for it to roll out to more devices. One thing that they did add support for that I didn't know they didn't support before is the ability to watch multiple games at the same time in the multiple browsers. So depending on which plan you have, you can watch 2 or 4 games at the same time by having different tabs open in your browser, which is a pretty cool feature. Be able to jump back and forth there. The other things they added, improved casting for Chrome from the laptops and picture-in-picture. So while you're browsing the guide or looking for something else to watch in the UI, you can continue to see the event you're watching in a picture in the bottom, I think, right corner, wherever it is on the screen. So there's some cool additional features, but the main selling point here is that just the design is different. They got things in different spots, and I'd love to know, has anybody used it? What do you think about it? Now, they haven't said this is coming to other devices. Typically, Roku or Hulu, rolls it out to their web version first, and then rolls out to like a Roku, a Fire TV, or Apple TV at a later date. So keep an eye out for that to happen. And what do you think? I know Hulu's user interface has been widely panned as just awful, just to be honest. Some people like it, and a lot of people like the service, but they don't like the user interface. I wonder, what the future Hulu's user interface looks like. I don't think this is the end of the changes we have seen with a new team running it. I think it is expected that there will be more people changing everything around there. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you and what your opinions are about the current Hulu user interface and this new one that's coming out. I'll put a link to it. There's some images down there. You can see the new one in action and go check it out on their website. All right, next up, Roku controls 70% of all cord cutting, but the Fire TV is gaining market share. Recently, we surveyed over 2,000 of the readers at Cord Cutters News. We wanted to know what you thought about the current world of cord cutting and different services. One of the things we asked is, what devices do you use? Not what you own, but what do you use? According to our readers, 70% of our readers own a Roku and use a Roku. That could be player or TV, all combined. But the Fire TV is gaining. One of the interesting things we found here is that most cord cutters, or not most, many cord cutters own multiple streaming players. And according to this survey, the Fire TV is now at 40% market share. So 70% of cord cutters use a Roku. At least 10% of them also own a Fire TV, which is a pretty cool, interesting number there, up from 35% in the summer of 2018. The Apple TV, though, has been seeing steady growth recently, but in this survey, it came in flat. It was at 24%, the same place it was at last year. So while Roku stayed flat, the Fire TV went up, the Apple TV also stayed flat. So it seemed like while Roku is still dominating, the Fire TV is gaining on them. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Amazon's basically fire sailing a lot of these. There's been crazy deals, $19.99 for a stick, $39.99, like I talked about earlier, for a 4K streaming player. Be interesting to see what they do with this fire sale and this heavy push by Amazon through all the retail channels. Fire TV is not doing too bad there. So keep a close eye on this. It is important to note that these are what our readers said they use. Now, a lot of people had said, well, what about game systems? What about smart TVs? They were included in this, but they didn't place in the top 5. According to most cord cutters, the 2,000 we surveyed, Roku and Fire TV, followed by the Apple TV, are the big 3. Chromecast and Android TV follow that later on. So, yeah, let me know what you think of this. What device do you use? I'm interested to find out. Do you use multiple streaming players? If you use multiple, which do you have your Roku in your living room? Is the Fire TV in your living room? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Is the Roku in the bedroom? Is the Fire TV in your bedroom? Is the Chromecast there? Why do you own multiple ones? Why don't you just stick with one? Leave me a comment. I'll love to hear from you on why you do that. All right, last story of the day, the Amazon OTA DVR. This week, Amazon announced a ton of products. So many I can't get into all of them. Everything from a microwave and a clock with the Echo built-in to a Fire TV DVR. Very similar to like a Tableau DVR. This is a standalone box. You plug your antenna into it, and then it streams from there out to your Fire TV, your Android or iOS device. Very limited support, as you expect. No Roku support, no Apple TV support, no Android TV support right now. I don't believe it said Windows or Mac. I think you need an iOS or an Android device. They could add that soon. It's also a little pricier at $29.99, $229.99. I apologize. Compared to a lot of other DVRs, that's a little pricey, but there's a catch here that makes it pretty nice. No monthly fee. Comes with 75 hours of internal storage, HD storage for DVRing. Assuming you can plug in an external hard drive. But you can get all your guide data for free, out-of-home streaming for free, which a lot of other services charge you a monthly fee for, or you can buy an upfront cost there. I think the killer for me is the lack of support. I would really love to see Amazon roll out support for this into like their Roku Amazon app or their Android TV and the NVIDIA Shield and so forth. I would love to see them roll out more support. I think that would make the Fire TV Recast, the name of the DVR, much more attractive to a lot more people. Though it's a good idea, it's not a bad implementation. We've already seen for a while that the software existed on the Fire TV to support OTA DVR and all that on the Fire TV and Fire Stick. Now with this device, you can actually go through and use it. Now it will require Wi-Fi. It's a lot like the Tableau DVRs. You connect your antenna, connect the device to Wi-Fi, and there you go. There's no direct pass-through. You can't connect it to HDMI into your TV and have a direct connection. This is meant to be a network device that partners up with a Fire TV box or stick to stream what you want out there. So that is the big stories. Do you plan to buy the Fire TV Recast? Comes out early October, $229.99, just to be clear on that. But leave me a comment. Let me know. Would you replace a Tableau? Do you have a DVR? Do you have a TiVo? Would you be replacing it for this? Leave me a comment. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Hey, that's the show this week. Thanks everybody for understanding about the crazy week with being on vacation, trying to enjoy some time with the family. Again, next week, back to normal. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up. It's a huge help to us. And we'll do our best to help you get the most out of your Corkine experience, including a weekly Corkine Q&A show every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here. Back to normal this week. So I'll see you soon. Thank you for your support, and keep on cutting the cord.